My name's Kim Wilson. I'm the director of the Labor Education Center. And I am a proud member of the AFT. So I'd like to kick things off with the university welcome. Michael Goodman is coming up to the stage.
I'm very happy to be here this evening. I'm happy to be here. I congratulate all the distinguished honorees this evening, and I look forward to enjoying a lovely meal.
This is our 49th year, so be ready for a big one next year. And last week, UMass Dartmouth announced free tuition and fees being paid for students from families that make less than $75,000 a year. We have not lost the freedom of speech. We have not lost the freedom of the press, and we have the right to assemble. And this is the core, right? This is the core of the labor movement, and it's the core of social change work they're able to do by working together. I don't think they're willing to stand up, but we have 3 teachers that are hitting 25 years of service to the workers' education program. Joanne actually did a curriculum about our mural project as well, so we're happy to have her here and a group of students. So thanks for coming. I just want to mention Lisa Lemieux, who we all know and love. She has done the smart thing to completely take the week off after the election. So that's why we're missing her, and I know she would like to be here. She's such a great MC that we miss her. So for folks who don't know, our union, AFT, has 1.8 million members in the country.
About 3 years ago, the Southeastern Mass Building Trades Council signed a project labor agreement with Vineyard Wind for the first major offshore wind farm in the country. George was a true gentleman, an old school trade unionist, a consummate professional, and Doug epitomizes all those things. He has been a pleasure to work with in the building trades. I'm the president of the Southeastern Mass Building Trades. Doug was vice president of the Brockton Building Trades. And so it gives me great pleasure to present this plaque.
Jimmy's talking about me up here, but I have to say to Jimmy, I still remember the first day I met Jimmy, walking into Southeastern Mass Building Trades 15 years ago as the agent for 223. And seeing this guy just standing there up in front was come up to us, welcomed you, but that's what we do. That's what we always do. Like the labor education, it's today, and we all know why. Not getting political, but that's what it is to teach what labor is all about, to teach the people coming up behind us on what labor is all about. I accept this award. I appreciate it. On behalf of me, my wife, my mother are here. I really appreciate this award, and I thank you all. I will say, I've been here from time and time again. I never expected to be standing up here, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so on to the next award. Thank you so much. It was great to hear, Doug.
I know a lot of you have had the opportunity to see the amazing photos of Lewis Hine who made these compelling photos at the turn of the century, highlighting what the issues were during the textile era of child labor, highlighting and shedding a light on those kinds of conditions.
And today I'm here to express my gratitude to the reporters who work so hard to show the reality faced by so many students in the New Bedford area. From myself, someone who worked at the fish industry, during the high school, it means a lot to me to see all you here who cares about our stories and is here to make a good change in the other story of the other people and the other students who are facing it now. So thank you for all the hard work you do.
Food processing industries, whether it's poultry, slaughterhouses, construction, roofing, and here in our area, seafood processing, the Market Basket supermarket, all really have depended upon this very vulnerable population. So I would like to give this award. So the Richard M. Fonterra Memorial Award, presented to Nadine Sabay and Nina Sparling of the Public's Radio, in recognition of their critical investigative reporting on the widespread employment of underage undocumented workers, and in recognition of their personification of the remarkable place that public broadcasting occupies in our society. As Kim said in her opening remarks, we still have the First Amendment. When we agreed to give this award, we did not know what the outcome of the election was going to be. I think this is more significant today than ever.
The people we're talking to are teenagers and children who had lives and interests and heartbreak and all of those kinds of things. But what I'm supposed to say is that, we are, as many folks have mentioned, a week out from a presidential election, and there's a lot of uncertainty, particularly around immigration and labor, and we don't know what's going to happen to the systems in place that are meant to protect these kids and other workers, and there's a possibility that the situation is going to get more difficult, and it's going to be harder to report abuses or seek protection under labor laws. We will see.
It was an open secret for a long time. Many people were fearful of speaking. That was our biggest challenge in reporting out this story. But I think because of it, we've learned a lot, and we are starting the process, hopefully, of creating a better future for these kids. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Thank you for appearing at this 49th annual Arnold M. Dubin Labor Education Center banquet. The Labor Education Center has created a podcast, which we did in 2022 called South Coast Working. I think you see it up there. And you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and others. And its creation was through the generous support of the Dubin family, Arnold Dubin's kids, Faith, Stephen, and his grandson, Isaac. We're very much hopeful that South Coast Working will fill a regional vacuum, along with the Public's Radio, when it comes to stories about workers and the labor movement. Frances Perkins is someone that a lot of people don't know, and that's a crime. She was the country's first woman cabinet member, serving for the entire 12 years of Franklin Roosevelt's administration. She's widely recognized as the force behind Social Security, the Fair Labor Standards Act, unemployment insurance, minimum wage, the National Labor Relations Act, as the only woman in the room. And there is literally a book with that title.
This is an upcoming podcast that is going to highlight one particular project called Worked Up. And for those of you who have sat down with students, you probably already know about this, right? Where you sat down and students asked you questions. We know we're at an upsurge right now as far as popularity in economic justice, in unionization, but a lot of folks come from backgrounds where there aren't unions in their family. Union density is at one of its lowest, yet we have among people under 30 a real popularity in unionization. So it's through intergenerational conversations and education that we're going to be able to help fill that gap, and that's precisely what this class was about. The College of Visual and Performing Arts invited the Labor Ed Center into the classroom, and we did presentations about unions, and most importantly, we connected students with union members. So we're going to listen to just a little glimpse of that that recording.
Here's Jim Snow, a longtime member of the Painters Union and a labor leader at the AFL-CIO and the Labor Education Center.
There's protection in a union from, arbitrary treatment by employers.
The students also spoke with Howard Payne.
So there's a lot of benefits, especially for older people that have worked their whole lives.
Sometimes people expect things to be at a consistent, steady pace, when reality is no, we need breaks.
We need everybody in the room, right, to work together, to innovate and listen to each other, to respect each other's skills, and celebrate our roles in transforming society, which is our mission here at UMass Dartmouth. They won this struggle without any concessions, and they had improvements in their health care, wages, their pension benefits, and it just goes to show you that, we have right in our own backyard, right amongst us, the type of leadership that we need to revigorate and to push the labor movement forward. It's the Dora Bastrich On the Line Award, presented to Ryder Truck Teamsters.
I'd also like to recognize and thank everyone for various labor organizations, politicians. Chris Hendricks is here. He walked the line with us, and all of those who supported our members. Stand up, Chris.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Thank you to the UMass Dartmouth Labor Ed Center, and congratulations to all of the awardees tonight. Thank you for your work, thank you for your inspiration, and also thank you for sharing the stories that need to be shared. Randy Weingarten is the president of the 1.8 million member AFT, which represents teachers, paraprofessionals, and school-related personnel, higher education faculty and staff. Woo-hoo! But the commendation that I wanted to share was the one from Mike Pompeo, who shared that she is the most dangerous person in America. Leadership is not easy, as any labor leader knows in this room. And the threats that she's received, I know this, I've talked to Fed, our Secretary Treasurer, and he gets the pleasure of reading a lot of the emails. They're real, and they're constant. And she is the shield that shields so much of the rest of us who are doing this work and takes the brunt of a lot of that hate and threats and hurt, right? And so it is truly my honor and pleasure to present the award tonight to my president, Randy Weingarten. So I'm going to read the plaque. In recognition for her progressive leadership of the 1.8 million member American Federation Teachers and an important leadership role in the AFL-CIO and the national labor movement, bringing a message of solidarity with all workers, and in recognition of her enlightened role in crafting innovative proposals to address issues at every level of our educational system, and in recognition of her tireless efforts to promote social and economic justice in urban, suburban, and rural America alike.
I love my leaders, and look at that Jessica Tang. Look how amazing she is, and look at the leadership she's providing here. Let's just say thank you, Jessica, for all of this. Thank you. So some of us heard Kamala Harris say when she talked about freedom and opportunity and the promise of America, we saw ourselves. We saw it, we felt it. And some people didn't. They saw in whatever Trump and the podcasts and other things were saying, they saw in that a sense of, that's how I get ahead. Workers and working families should have a right to a living wage, to a voice at work, to a voice in democracy or in government, should have a way that after a life worked, to be able to survive in retirement, to retire and be able to survive in retirement, then we as a movement have to find ways, all of us, to really reconnect with the workers of the country and people in the country in the working class that feel so disaffected and feel like they don't have a shot. And we have to use our community writ large to be able to do that. And we can as a workers' movement. I know we can. I know we can because of what I saw tonight. But we have to be intentional about it. So we can turn this around to really, really have the real promise of America. Thank you.